A little over 20 years ago, someone had a vision to create a horror film right when video cameras were getting cheap and small. I guess October rolled around one year and it kind of made sense to see if anything could be done with these sets, and they were utilized, and somehow it turned into this. It's still evolving. I've been here for a long time. I've really been involved the last 5 or 6 years. We had another location that was a little bit smaller, but still pretty large, out 290, and we had to move on account of eminent domain. Texas Department of Transportation forced us to move, and it set us back a little. Perhaps it's a good thing. It allowed us to reorganize everything and do it in one fell swoop, where instead of having this operation piecemeal together, it could all be planned out, in one state of mind. We try and make just about everything in-house. We bought quite a few from Trans World when we moved, but otherwise we really do try and make everything in-house.
So the roamers are basically kind of the face of Phobia. They're kind of the people that interact with, customers while they are, under the pavilion waiting to go into the next haunted houses, kind of keeping the, spooky feeling alive while they're out there.
So I currently am a door girl, which means I take tickets and I'm not supposed to scare anybody, but for my first 4 years working here, I was an actor, and usually, let's see, when I first started working here, I knew that I wasn't very intimidating physically, so before people came into my room, I made sure to hide and cry out for help, or just kind of wail I'm being hurt, and then I'd stop. Right when I could see them, I'd usually find a spot where I could see them on the wall. And then when they pass me to a certain point, it's all about timing when it comes to scares, because if it's bad timing, then they're not scared. They know what's going on. But as long as you keep them in this gray area of not knowing what's going on, but anticipating something, then scaring them is really easy.
Definitely people can get really scared from time to time. I've had people kind of, run away so fast that they almost hurt themselves, and then that's kind of whenever I feel necessary to break out a character and, ask if they're all right and stuff like that, because we're not really here to try to give people heart attacks or, to hurt people in any way. We just try to give that scary sort of haunted house, scary movie adrenaline rush. We're not here to really terrify people where they're gonna have nightmares for weeks straight,
Last weekend, this girl was having a panic attack. You could tell, because you could just tell she wasn't able to there was no consoling her. So I had to grab her by her shoulders and lead her out of the house, because it's hard because we're in costume, we're what they're scared of. So coming up to them and talking to them isn't a good idea.
I get tons of reactions throughout the night. It's kind of hard to specify one, but I do remember from a couple nights ago, one of the funniest ones was this kid. He was just standing right there and he's like, "Oh, that's not scary, I'm not scared of that." And then looks over and he's like, "Oh, she doesn't have an ear." And then just freaks out all of a sudden I was the scariest person on the entire property. And I'm like, so having an ear and not having an ear is night and day? Terrifying. But that one was kind of funny.
Some of my favorite times, people just, I don't know, they go crazy. People break things, they hit each other. This one girl pissed herself. Yeah, it's gross. There's just so much that happens every single day here that like at the end of the day, like it feels like I spent a year here and then like the next day we're back at it, and it's just crazy because I only work weekends during this month, but it feels like every day of the week. So it's like hard to pick a favorite.